Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. You may have noticed this morning that the price of XRP spiked fairly dramatically and quickly this morning, and that's because Grayscale had some news. They're launching an XRP trust, and there's excitement because there's a lot of expectations that this could be a first step in leading the way towards an XRP ETF, which I frankly would not be surprised in the least if that's the direction that Grayscale indeed intends to go. They made it pretty well known back before the world's first ever Bitcoin ETF was approved that was always their end game. They had their Bitcoin trust, and they always had an intention to convert it. So I'm going to share with you exactly what's going on here, all the specifics, and some additional thoughts on XRP, because I've got perspectives from multiple analysts that are expecting XRP's about to rocket the hell out of here soon. We've been ranging for quite some time. In fact, depending on who you talk to, most of the analysts I track would probably say roughly the same thing. XRP's been consolidating for about 7 damn years at this point. It cannot and will not stay here forever. Definitely showing some signs of life today. And this is happening. I'm going to show you what Grayscale said, but part of the reason that they're doing this is because they understand that there is demand outside of just Bitcoin and ETH, and that XRP is functionally useful. As long as XRP is functionally useful, it's not going to go away, which is why my investment thesis from the beginning has been utility matters and will win the day. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 4:12 p.m. Central Time, Thursday, September 12th, 2024. XRP is now 56 cents. Reaching as high as 58 cents. And if you're looking at the screen, this is a 24-hour chart, you can see it just rocketed as soon as that news came up and then came back down a little bit, but still moving sideways. And I will say this, even if that entire move were to fully retrace right back down to where XRP was, which was 53 to 54 cents, even if that happened, I'll just tell you, personally, I know it's going to bum some people out, but for me personally, I wouldn't even care, because I still believe that ultimately, we're either going to have expansion in the crypto market or we're not, and if we do, XRP is going to be a part of it. So yeah, it's exciting and fun to see this stuff, but I don't think it's going to change much of anything. I mean, it is true that sometimes when you have a coin that's so teed up like XRP, it's so clearly teed up. It's been consolidating forever. Pick a metrics on, right? It is true that when you find an asset that's in a position like that, if you have a catalyst, it's true that it can be the thing to trigger it. But what I would argue is, even if this were magically, and even if by the time you're seeing this, it's running higher, which I'm not predicting, but even if, I'm just saying it was going to happen anyway. And so, fine, this is one of those rare instances where you can point to a news event and it did impact the price of XRP. But most of the time, what's happening is XRP is just going to move because speculators are going to speculate, and then whatever's happening at the moment, that's attributed as the news here. And it's still kind of funny too. Grayscale with this, and I'll get to the story in just a second, some of the specifics. But Grayscale in launching this, they've had more of a price impact on XRP by sharing this news than anything that Ripple has ever had. No matter what the story is about Ripple, if it has to do with their business occurrences, any sort of developments in the world of Ripple, anything they've ever announced, dating back to way before I even jumped into crypto in 2017, that it never moved the price of XRP. Grayscale has more power to move the price of XRP than Ripple, which I just find fascinating. By the way, the Grayscale Trust, it used to exist. Do you remember that? Here's a headline from January 13th, 2021 from CoinDesk. Grayscale Investments begins dissolution of XRP Trust, citing Ripple SEC lawsuit. Grayscale Investments, the world's largest digital currency asset manager, announced it has begun dissolution of its Grayscale XRP Trust, following the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's lawsuit against Ripple Labs, alleging the XRP token is a security under federal securities law. And then they go on to cite, among other things, quote, "It is likely to be increasingly difficult for U.S. investors, including the trust, to convert XRP into U.S. dollars and therefore continue the trust's operations." That's directly from Grayscale. And that was true. Liquidity pretty well dried up in the United States. We had Uphold, but that was about it, frankly. But it's coming back. And I was kind of wondering, I was like, why haven't we seen this yet? And I don't know what took them so damn long, because XRP has had legal clarity since, since July of last year. I don't know, for some reason, Grayscale was actually waiting until the remedies portion of the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit concluded, because that just happened pretty recently anyway, a little over a month ago. I don't know why that would matter, but here we are. They're bringing the damn thing back. And it's perfectly reasonable to speculate that this is a first step to getting closer to an XRP ETF, which is just one more thing that will help ensure the long-term viability of XRP among a sea of other things. XRP is not going anywhere. It has clearly found success. So here's the headline from CNBC. XRP jumps as much as 9% as Grayscale introduces XRP Trust that could pave way for an ETF. The price of the XRP token jumped Thursday after Grayscale announced the launch of a new trust that gives accredited investors direct exposure to the cryptocurrency. XRP was last higher by more than 4.81% at 56 cents per coin, according to Coin Metrics. Earlier, it rose as much as 9%. XRP, which was created by the founders of Ripple, I'll pause to say that's mostly true. David Schwartz is not a founder of Ripple, and he is one of the creators. But anyway, it was created by the founders of Ripple, is the native token of the open source XRP ledger, which Ripple uses in its cross-border payments business. It is the 5th largest coin by market cap, excluding Tether and USDC. And when you think about it like that, and sometimes it just hits me, and this is one of the moments where it did, XRP is number 5, throughout the stable coins, because I don't even think that they should be by default tracked in CoinMarketCap or Live CoinWatch or CoinMarketCap, or any of the indexes. Think, out of over tens of thousands of coins, XRP is up there. Might the world be telling you that this damn thing makes sense? Might that indeed be the case? And we're sitting here wondering if it's ever going to run up in price. Well, if the crypto asset class gets bigger and XRP is a part of it, yes, I can't imagine that not being the case here. And it's functionally useful. It just, to me, just seems like one of the most obvious plays in all of crypto, frankly. Anyway, piece continues. Unlike an exchange-traded fund, the trust will primarily trade over the counter. Trusts are also more susceptible to trading at a price that does not line up with the underlying value of the portfolio. And here's a quote. As crypto investors diversify beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum, we believe in providing exposure to protocols that solve real-world problems. End quote. Doesn't that sound familiar? And that was stated by Rehena Sharifaskari. I'm sure I just nailed the pronunciation of that. But anyway, he is the Grayscale's head of product and research. And he said that in a statement with CNBC. And then he also said, quote, XRP can reduce frictions in international payments, enabling more efficiency in an evolving global economy, end quote. So Grayscale clearly recognizes this, and they recognize that there's sufficient demand for this, or they wouldn't have reinstated the damn thing. So you'll love to see it. Brad Garlinghouse responded to this news, and he said, was pleasantly surprised to see this news, though inevitable as well. As I've said before, with XRP having regulatory clarity in the US and other countries, I expect it's only a matter of time for this space to grow. Spot on, and here we are in a bull market with all of this stuff happening. You'll love to see it. Here's a post from chart analyst 360 Trader. He said, XRP on the weekly looking macro bullish here inside the ascending triangle. Has the local double bottom here into the apex. Price is pinching. This should challenge the pattern highs soon into the 70s. Of course, when he says 70s, he's talking about the 70-cent range plus. And just, this analysis here, this is very close to what I keep seeing from all sorts of analysts who are willing to talk about the relatively short term here. He thinks it's going to break, and it can't stay here forever. So it's just a question of what the key level is. There's this post from Dark Defender. He was citing that the key level from his perspective, the next one is 66.49 cents, and that's in line with what I keep seeing from analysts. Then there was also this from chart analyst Dr. Magic, XRP USD chart. And he's also highlighting Bollinger Bands in this particular chart, and he wrote the following. And this is, again, it's going to seem obvious to everybody in hindsight. I know that you're listening, so you get it. but it'll seem obvious to everybody else after it happens. We're just here first and we have exposure. But this thing, my God, XRP's been consolidating for so long, it cannot and will not stay in this range forever. It's exciting to know that, because when this thing breaks, I doubt it's going to be breaking to the downside unless you have a complete market collapse for some reason. Which, I mean, so I'd be talking like crypto-wide. I don't think that's probable, to be clear. But Dr. Magic says, don't know what the catalyst will be, but this thing is going to send hard as F. Monthly volatility is at all-time low, and when it breaks out, it will break out from a 6-year pattern. And so, folks, it's fun to see what happened today with XRP jumping as high as 9% and pulling back a little bit at the time I'm recording this. Like to see this stuff, fantastic. Like I said earlier in the video, another thing you can point at and say, yeah, because XRP is long-term viable. It's another thing to point to that. But either way, this thing's going to go. Unless you think we're not going to have an alt season, we're not going to have market expansion. But XRP is going to participate if we do. And I believe that it's most probable that we will. So it's an exciting time to be an XRP holder. This is the most excited I've ever been to be holding XRP. This is the moment. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.